A very good morning to all of you. Let me just check if we are live. Okay. This happens to be the first dual session that we are having at Unacademy. I just need a confirmation. I guess yes, it has started.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Good morning, everyone.
See, this happens to be a dual session. All of you are there in the session, and yes, you can use the chat box to ask whatever you wish to. Right? Hi Adi, welcome to the class. And me and Vani Ma'am, we are together hosting this session for the very first time. Hi Sagnik, welcome to the session. I guess many. Yes. There are certain students, ma'am, who don't have their, IDs. They're messaging on the group that they're live.
Yeah. So I cannot see the chat here. I don't know what is happening. 1 second, sir. I'll just check.
And guys, if you're watching the session, I'm sure you all are watching. Do like it. You can share it with your friends. They can join as well, and we can make it a super interactive session. Hi Shrija. Hi AD.
Hi, Adi. Hi, Shrija. Okay, now I can see. Yeah.
Okay. So both of us welcome you all in the session. A lot of you are waiting for the dual session, right? So
Yeah.
so hi AD. Ma'am Adi is asking what is the aim of this live session.
So this is basically we'll be discussing the strategies like time management, preparation strategy, answer writing hacks. We'll be discussing about that.
Basically, we'll be answering all your questions that you were
Yes.
asking in the session, and they were
Yes.
off topic, right? Like sir, like ma'am, many of them ask कि sir numerical नहीं होते हैं, and I'm sure diagrams के बारे में भी they must be asking. So we'll be solving
Yeah.
all your queries in that regard. Good morning, Krishna. So, and yes, in case in bio and physics, if you have any conceptual problem, we'll give you time to discuss it, right? So, before we begin this session, I guess many of you might be watching us for the very first time. So, it does require a formal introduction. My name is Kalyan Krishnavasti. I'm a physics educator at Unacademy. I've been teaching physics since 2008-9, and I've done my bachelor's in electronics and communication engineering and my master's in digital communication. Right now, I'm pursuing my PhD in wireless sensor networks. So, that is all about me, and we have Vani Ma'am as well.
I am Vani Kari, biology educator at Unacademy. I am an engineer with bachelor's and master's degree in biotechnology and a B.Ed degree. Also a founder of a startup where I grow microgreens by vertical farming technology.
Hi, Sagnik. Uh, Sagnik,
Hi, Sagnik. Yeah,
it's
now
good
I can
morning.
see his chat. Yeah.
Sagnik, it's good morning. Hi, Yogita. How are you, beta? Welcome to the class. And yes, all of you are watching this lecture. Do like it, share it with your friends. You can ask your friends to connect. We'll be solving all your queries. The off-topic queries. I guess, ma'am, many of you might be asking for an open house. I mean, they keep on saying ki. And one more thing that I want to tell you. I mean, every time in my sessions, they tell me only Vani ma'am and you are there who listen all our doubts very calmly and patiently and answer them. So we are here together again to answer all your doubts, right?
Voice is in echo. Okay.
Is it echoing, Adi? Isn't it properly audible?
Properly audible. Okay.
I guess an earphone would do. Let me just try with it. Is it okay? Is it better now? Yes.
Yeah, I think it is fine.
Right. So, like always, before we begin the session, let me just help you all with the basics that we have at the Unacademy. Right. First of all, we have this Telegram channel. This happens to be the generic Telegram channel that we have. Right. The very first one. This is the Unacademy ICSE and ISC board channel where you'll be getting the updates for all the upcoming sessions, all the timely plans that we have at the Unacademy. So you can get access to all of them, right, by connecting with us through this channel. And the second one is the physics channel, right. You can join this channel to be updated for all the physics sessions. We have one for the bio as well. The link will be shared in the chat box during the course, right. And this happens to be a YT session, right. Now apart from the YT sessions, ma'am, we have special classes. I guess all of you who are a regular learner, and there are three reasons why we call them special classes, right. I mean, the word special has a significance, and all the three reasons have been highlighted pretty well in the slide. The very first, I mean, it's free, right. It's free. You don't have to pay anything. I mean, you don't have to subscribe, you don't have to do anything. You just need to download the Unacademy app and you can watch your favorite educator session absolutely free, right. So this is the first thing which makes it special. The second one, ma'am, I guess the engagement that we have, right.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
And I'm sure
Learner interaction.
Yeah, I'm sure all of you can relate with it who have attended any of these special classes. The engagement is pretty good, and this engagement in the special classes is through polls, right. Now don't get confused with polls. Polls are not normal questions that we do in our sessions. These are either super important questions that are probably going to come in your exams, or in all max possibility these are the previous year questions. And I'm sure we take up the questions which are important from the conceptual understanding point of view. So this is the second thing which makes it special, right. And the third thing, obviously, I mean, every learner is here to clear his doubt. Abhi YT mein, okay, Sagnik has something to say.
In subject session. Okay. Yeah.
Great, Sagnik, and I'm sure you'll keep on liking the sessions, biophysics, and I'm sure chemistry as well, right. So, and obviously maths to hai, I mean,
Maths.
right.
Yeah.
Yes, Yogyata, the class is just going to be super awesome and you can ask your questions, any doubts that you have. Vani Ma'am is there, I am there. So
Whatever doubts you have, you can ask.
yeah, please feel free to ask whatever you want to ask. Now, I was just telling you the third reason why these special classes are special. You get to clear all your doubts. Abhi YT mein, you have to, type in the chat box, there is a lag. But abhi in that Unacademy app, you don't have a lag. You can just clear it live then and there. So yes, I'm not gonna remember. Okay, that's great, Sagnik. That's great. Thanks, Shrija. Yes. Great, Adi. I mean, this is just the beginning. I'm sure with time you'll observe more improvement in yourself. Yes. So the plus features, ma'am is going to help you out with the plus features that we have.
So you can learn live from the comfort of your home, unlimited access to all the courses. Like, different educators will come up with their own courses. So you will have access to all the courses once you take the subscription. Then top educators of India are going to take the classes in one platform. So you can see like most of them, like, all the educators who are there. So they are well qualified and they have a good experience in teaching. So basically you are learning from the top educators. Then there is regular doubt clearing session. Like after about every 3 sessions, the 4th session will be a doubt clearing session. So whatever doubts you have related to the topics that are previously covered, so you can clear your doubt in this session. And also it can be called as an answer writing session. So let's say you do not have any doubt, so we can discuss some questions, or maybe a poll quiz can be conducted. So this session, like the doubt clearing session will be helpful. Then complete syllabus will be covered, mentorship and guidance is given, like any doubt that you need, like have, so you can contact the educator, or there is a ask a doubt feature also, or during a live class there is a question tab where you can type in your question. So you have an option to attach an image and send it to the educator. So you can also use this feature. Like now for contacting the educators, they would have been the telegram link, so you can whatever doubts you have, you can ask your doubt in telegram channel as well. Then along with that, so study material, so that is in the form of PDF will be given. The practice test, live test, so all these access you will have. And along with that, there are batches, like so some prefer to learn in Hindi, and some prefer to learn in English. So this is completely your choice, like whichever you feel comfortable. So you will have access to all the batches once you take the subscription. Then along with that, there is a daily practice section, then weekly mock test series is there, live quizzes, daily MCQ and subjective test series also. So once you take the subscription, so you have access to all of this, and so you can make a best use of this and prepare for your finals. Okay.
So yes, I hope many of you have already taken the Plus subscription, and those who have not taken yet may be planning to get it very soon, right? In this session, ma'am, there are few students who are quite apprehensive कि sir लेना चाहिए, ma'am लेना चाहिए कि नहीं. But once they took the subscription, I guess you can share your experiences, right? It has really helped you a lot, and in the coming months, years, it is going to get better, right? This category is not very old. We are just new. We are a budding category, and I'm sure in no time we'll be one of the top categories at Unacademy. And obviously, with your support, right? I mean, you are our asset. And yes, Sagnik, we both never keep your doubts in the wait box. And that's
Shrija, okay, thank you, Shrija.
guys, this is the Unacademy pricing, the current pricing. And yes, if you're finding the sessions interesting, I'm sure you are, and you can anyways take the subscription. You can use the educator's code. My code is Kalyan Live. Vani Ma'am's code is, I guess, Vani Live, right?
Vani YT.
Vani YT. So yes, you can use any of the codes. Mine is Kalyan Live. You can use this code, and Vani Ma'am's code is Vani YT. You can use any of these codes to avail 10% discounts on all the subscriptions, right? And one more catch for you guys. If you're a class 9 student, you're attending this session and you're going for the Plus subscription, you'll be getting the subscription for 10th, 11th and 12th free. And if you're a class 10th learner and you're taking the subscription, you'll be getting the 11th and 12th subscription free, which I'm sure is an added advantage. This is not going to be applicable for a very long time. I have told you, we are a new category, we are improving, and very soon this won't be applicable. So yes, you can avail the offer at the earliest, right? Great. So let's start the session. This is a question for you all. Why do you find a session boring or uninteresting? We'll be answering it in a while, but we would rather love to hear it from your end. Yes, Gauri, Rashmi. Good morning, Rashmi. Yes, Gauri, Rashmi, Krishna, Sagnik, all of you are in the session. Why do you find a session boring? I mean, not our session. I'm sure this session is quite interesting and all the Unacademy sessions are interesting. But my question is, suppose you are attending a class, what are the basic reasons? Okay, sometimes boring when it is at 9 p.m. Great. You get everything out of hand when we don't understand the concept. Krishna is saying teaching without the polls. Okay. Krishna, at times when we are covering a very important topic, and 1 hour is a very less time.
Yeah.
Right, ma'am? Abhi kabhi aisa hota hai, and when you expect at least 5-10 polls in that, so things just go out of hand. In your language, things just go out of hand, right?
Yeah.
So tabhi we don't have polls. Otherwise, so I'm sure every educator is having enough polls in the sessions, right? And very soon in the next month, hopefully we'll be having poll wars as well, right? So fine,
So
fine.
when we are not mentally prepared for the topic. Okay, so Gauri is saying that.
Sir, okay, Gauri, no problem. See, whenever you are attending any session, sometimes you're not able to match pace with the educator, and abhi to of late it has started happening. The chat box. I mean, this has become one of the. It moves as if a bullet train. You keep on, dropping in the comments, and if you are, watching and replying to every comment, sometimes things go out of hand. So abhi it's okay if you're not able to understand something in a live session, so you can watch the recording. I mean, that is what a plus subscription has a benefit, right? You can access any video any number of times, right? Yes, any video any number of times. That is the best thing. Now, now let me tell you what we basically feel as an educator. There are three things, there are three reasons why sometimes a session is uninteresting, and why we have taken this slide, because we'll be helping you out ki kaise you have to cope up with it, right? And why at an academy we normally don't practice these things, we avoid these things. The very first thing is the lack of information. Abhi like Gauri was saying, कि सर कल आप प्रिज्म पढ़ा रहे थे एंड आई वाज नॉट एबल टू कैच इट. सी नाउ अभी मैं फिजिक्स में या वानी मैम बायो में कोई ऐसी चीज पढ़ाएं जो आपको पता है, तो अभी थोड़ा सा इंटरेस्ट लूज हो जाता है. या आपको जो चीज पता है, अगर वही चीज किसी सेशन में थोड़ा इंटरेस्टिंग बना के बताई जाए, राइट? देखो, एवरीथिंग हैज n number of concepts, and in 1 hour everything cannot be communicated to you. The motive at an academy is to strategically plan the sessions and make sure that every session is informative, right? Informative means we in our sessions try to tell you which things which normally you overlook. I'm sure in one of the sessions we were discussing about optical density, and many students were unaware of this, right? Right? सेकेंड, लाइक फिजिकल सिग्निफिकेंस. अभी आप फिजिक्स या बायो में अगर कोई चीज पढ़ रहे हो और यू आर नॉट एबल टू रिलेट इट विद द रियल वर्ल्ड, थिंग्स गो आउट ऑफ कंट्रोल, राइट मैम?
Yeah, so biology basically it is all about, you are studying the real world itself. Like, if you are studying a living organism, so basically we'll be studying, and you should have that connectivity. Like, you should understand like why exactly this process. So let's say we are studying maybe a digestive system, or it could be like, respiratory system. So you should be able to relate it with you also. So not just studying and writing it in the paper. So like, you are relating it to the other organisms, like what would be the case in other organisms. So you can just compare with respect to plant, or maybe with respect to other animals, or it is just humans also you can compare. Like, you will understand what exactly happens, and according to that you will take a precaution, like what needs to be done. Like, if I do this and this, like, it can damage my lung. If I do this and this, it can, so basically you are like, some or the other way you're hurting other animals, or maybe you're hurting yourself. So that is a basically real world connection will be there. So in that case you should learn to relate it, and then, so it's not just by heading, so understanding. So then you will have a clear picture like what exactly you are studying.
Right? So like just ma'am said, you don't have to, if you have to understand the concept thoroughly and you want to ensure कि आप इसको भूलो नहीं. A lot of students complain, sir वो force पढ़ा था, and when we were into machines and refractions, sir force भूल गए. तो आप भूल इसलिए गए क्योंकि आपने force को you are not able to relate it around. Like Gauri just said that she has started solving machine numericals in her mind. That means at the back of the mind she's carrying the concepts of machine, and that is what we try to do at Unacademy. I mean, it's not normal teaching. all the educators that we have on this in this category or throughout the categories at Unacademy, we all try to make your learning process easy, right? And easy kaise hoga? There is only one thing that can make it easy. You are able to relate it with the real world, right? Real life. You have to see. Yes, Krishna, revision is the key, but um, I am sure you might have observed in the sessions, we do revise the concepts, in the polls. अभी जैसे फिजिक्स में आप देखो, अभी रिफ्रैक्शन या मे बी मोमेंट ऑफ फोर्स में एक ऐसा क्वेश्चन ले लूं जहां पर नॉर्मल फोर्स का एप्लीकेशन लगे, तो ऑब्वियसली वी गेट टू रिवाइज द कॉन्सेप्ट्स. रिविजन डज नॉट मीन कि आप यू जस्ट सिट रिलैक्स एंड यू गो थ्रू द इंटायर कॉन्सेप्ट. रिविजन इज अ कंटिन्यूअस प्रोसेस, be it physics, be it bio, be it chemistry, be it maths. It is a continuous process. You have to keep on revising. And how do you revise? When the concepts keep on hitting you back at the mind. This is the moment you realize कि अच्छा हाँ भाई, मेरे दिमाग में अभी digestive system चल रहा है. Although I'm studying circulatory system or maybe some other system, but हाँ यार, मैम ने मेरे को वो digestive system के साथ साथ she helped me out with a problem that was related with the circulatory system. So this is what we do at Unacademy, right? So this is what we strive, and this is what the way we revise these sessions for you, and I'm sure all of you will agree with us, right? Sagnik, Gauri, Shrija, in all the sessions we try to do it that way. And very important thing, like I always say, if you're finding science boring, you're learning it from a wrong teacher. Every session I keep on telling you, and I'm sure none of you are finding it boring. Neither physics, neither bio, neither chemistry, nor maths. See, if you are finding any session interesting, that means half our job is done. देखो भाई, the educators are here to create, to develop interest in you. If we are able to develop half the interest, तो our job is done. भाई, you have to fight this battle out. We are just here to help you out. अगर आपको बायो के किसी सिस्टम में इंटरेस्ट आ गया, भाई वानी मैम्स जॉब इज डन, राइट? आई मीन, you have to write your exams. We are just here to help you out, and that is what we do. That is what we actually try to do. Abhi now to you guys will tell us whether we are successful in it or not, right? But I guess looking by the comments, I am sure none of you are finding the science boring. Yes?
So they say yes. So
Okay.
chemistry थोड़ा तंग करता है.
नहीं, with time, see, देखो, all the fingers are not equal. अभी देखो, if somebody is saying कि आपको केमिस्ट्री तंग करता है, that means आपको थोड़ा केमिस्ट्री में इंटरेस्ट कम है, या मे बी आपके बेसिक्स थोड़े से वीक हैं. सो यू हैव ऑल द टाइम इन द वर्ल्ड टू क्लियर देम, या टू गेट द कॉन्सेप्ट्स राइट. ठीक है ना? तो नेवर, यू डोंट हैव टू लूज होप कि सर मेरा ये वाला टॉपिक वीक है, मेरा ये वाला टॉपिक स्ट्रांग है. नहीं, विद टाइम इफ यू आर प्रैक्टिसिंग, एवरीथिंग विल बिकम ओके, राइट? Okay, Shrija is saying you both are successful. Thanks, Shrija. Everyone is successful, I guess, in this regard. Great. Okay, ma'am. Adi is saying how to increase study time capability. Adi, you have to stop hitting a truck, right? You'll automatically improve your study time. Yes, Adi, the pianist. And please like the lecture as well, guys. If you're watching this, you're finding it interesting, do like it, share it with your friends. So who will explain this pic? Anyone? The pic that is on your screen.
What is happening?
This will answer your question. Yes, Gauri is right. Adi, don't be deviated from your path. We have to ensure that the deviation is minimum. Okay, Adi is saying trying to figure out. Trying to figure out what?
Image. But don't know how to use it. Yes.
Exactly.
So we have
Yes, Gauri. He stacked ladders but not applying them to climb. That is what, at times most of the learners do. You have all the resources, you have some fantastic set of educators with you in this category, but you're not using us. I'm not talking about you guys, I'm talking in general. At times it happens that you have all the resources in the world, but you're not, managing them properly. The guy could have used a ladder and he could have easily climbed the wall, but he stacked all the ladders, like Krishna said, right?
Yeah.
So you have to avoid this. हाँ गौरी, एग्जैक्टली, लाइक मैंने कई बार अपने सेशंस में बोला है, देर आर स्टूडेंट्स मैम, वो बोलते हैं कि ये टॉपिक के लिए दिस बुक इज बेटर, दिस टॉपिक के लिए दिस बुक इज बेटर, दिस टॉपिक के लिए दिस बुक इज बेटर. नहीं, follow one book. Okay, follow one book. Have
textbook is
yeah.
Yes, sir. So actually textbook is sufficient. Like, you can use the reference book as such just to know like how exactly questions might come, or otherwise your textbook, what is there, so that is more than sufficient. So if you're perfect with your textbook, so that is more than sufficient. But some won't have an idea like what type of a question might be there, so maybe for that you can use one reference book maybe, so that would be more than sufficient, like to have an idea. Or if not, so you can just refer the previous year question papers also, so that would be enough. But the textbook, like if you're perfect with the textbook, so that is more than sufficient.
Yes, and we have been telling this quite often as well. uh, just complete one book. देखो, in our sessions we are educators, we can have n number of books. अभी like I am a physics educator, ma'am is a bio educator, तो अभी मैम को बायो पढ़ानी है, मेरे को फिजिक्स पढ़ानी है, तो we can refer 10 books. आपको तो बायो फिजिक्स के साथ केमिस्ट्री, मैथ्स, इंग्लिश, हिंदी एंड whatever subjects you are having, you have to cater everything, right? So you cannot have 5 books for bio, 5 for chemistry, 5 for physics. This is not going to help your cause. Leave it for us. I mean, you have seen that ad ना, ये हम करते हैं, आप ड्रीम 11 पे टीम बनाओ, तो वो हम कर लेंगे आपके लिए. We'll compile the questions for you. We'll make sure that you get the questions from everywhere. In our poll wars, we'll compile it for you, and we do have generic sessions as well. तो वहाँ पर हम वो previous year questions भी discuss करते हैं, अलग अलग बुक से डिस्कस करते हैं. लाइक IPL में वी हैव डिस्कस्ड theoretical questions, 3 and 5 marks questions, तो वो हम आपके लिए कर लेंगे, राइट? सो यू डोंट हैव टू accumulate n number of books and just compile. I mean, when someone enters your room, he can see books lying here and there. You're sitting in the middle of a pile of books, and when he asks
those books only are giving so much stress.
Yeah. I mean,
by looking at the books, I need to study so much and they'll get stressed. So like I think Adi said, so stress ho jata hai because you are looking at so many books and you get anxious.
so you have to avoid these kind of situations. देखो, you have to be relaxed as well. अभी you are in 9th 10th probably. This is not the end of the world for you, and this is not, ऐसा नहीं है कि you have to study for 10 to 12 long hours. नहीं, you have to make good use of it, right? You have to spend quality time in teaching. Quantity is not important. It doesn't matter कि मैं 10 घंटे पढ़ रही हूँ या मैं 10 घंटे पढ़ रहा हूँ. नहीं, मैं 4 घंटे पढ़ रहा हूँ सर, बट मैं बहुत कंसंट्रेशन के साथ पढ़ रहा हूँ. आई एम श्योर दैट इज गोइंग टू हेल्प योर कॉज, राइट? सो यू हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड दिस, ऑल ऑफ यू, राइट? Now, very, very, very important aspect, time management. There's a very important saying, well begun is half done. I'm sure all of you have heard this. Well begun is half done. So you have to start your task very, very, very properly, and you have to manage everything, right, ma'am?
Yes.
I mean,
so like one of my students, like she every time she wants to study, okay, she wants to study and she keeps on planning, like all the time she spends in planning itself. So it's not about just planning, like start acting. So in that case, first you are organizing, okay, so don't just keep on worrying like how exactly I'm going to study, like so you just spend a lot of time in planning. So okay, so that's it. So you are planning it, so plan it well once, and you need to execute that. Okay, so lot of time is wasted only in planning, and they always keep thinking like, like how to study, what should I do. So just the planning will happen, but the execution does not happen. So this shouldn't happen. So plan it once. So like, once you can assign, like, you can plan your daytime. So it should be a flexible one. So whatever you're planning, it should be a flexible, like, let's say you get some other work. So now there is a school. Okay, so they might have kept one extra class. So in that case, it should be a flexible. So you should not, like, you should restrict it to this timing only. So it should be a flexible one. So once you're planning, so make sure that you're executing, like, acting for according to that plan. So lot of times what happens, so students plan it but do not execute. So this should not happen, because there is a lot of, like, for planning itself you have already wasted so much time. And on top, if you still keep on thinking like when to do, like, should this is the right time or should I do it tomorrow, is this the right time? So don't think like that. So just go on whenever you get time. So make sure that you have a good mood, like, study, so you are already in a good condition, you are able to take things in. So in that case, you just go on studying. So don't go on planning. So that's like, you will waste lot of time in planning only. Yes, sir.
Yes, so I guess ma'am has explained the importance of time management quite well, and I'm sure all of you have understood it, right? Time को बहुत efficiently manage करना है. You have to take out time for everything in your planner. Like somebody just said, time. Yes, Krishna said that timetable is the key. Yes, timetable is the key. And when you are planning, you are creating your timetable. Have frequent breaks. I mean, not as frequent कि भाई मैंने 1 घंटे का break लिया then I am studying for 10 minutes. नहीं, make it short and make them quite a number of sessions. अभी ऐसा नहीं है कि मैं 3 घंटे पढ़ रहा हूँ उसके बाद फिर मैं कुछ पढ़ ही नहीं रहा हूँ. नहीं, just break them and make sure keep weekends for revision. भाई जैसे like अभी I've just read one of the comments. Gauri was saying कि she gets up at 4 every day and today she woke up at 9 to relax. Okay, that's okay. That's perfectly okay. I mean, don't be guilty कि सर मैं तो आज 9 बजे उठी. अरे यार, you have to live your life as well. You have to give proper rest to your mind as well. I mean, that's perfectly all right. Perfectly all right. Shrija, yes, we have recognized you and we have recognized Abhiroop as well.
Yes.
Right? Yes. We'll be talking about the goals in a while in one of the slides. अभी timetable में, whenever you are preparing your timetable, make sure weekend में या maybe keep half an hour or maybe 40 minutes for revision of the previous concepts that you have studied. Right? Like in the beginning of the session, a lot of you were talking about कि सर revision में भूल जाते हैं. तो it's perfectly all right, and don't be ashamed or be guilty कि सर भूल जाते हैं. Even we also forget things. अगर आपसे कोई टीचर कहता है कि भाई मैं कभी नहीं पढ़ता, मेरे को सब आता है, I just get up, I just take my book, I just land up in the class and I'm perfect. Nah, he's fooling you.
No.
It's not possible. Not possible. You have to study. अभी when we have to study, अभी you तो are in your growing age. ठीक है ना? So I mean, don't get carried away with these kind of notions कि भाई, या आपके क्लास में भी कुछ बच्चे होंगे, यार मैंने तो वो 2 साल पहले पढ़ा था, मेरे को याद है. अरे भाई, वो झूठ बोल रहा है. He might have revised it a few weeks ago and he's just trying to act smart, right? So don't be fooled with these kind of things, right? Right? Make sure you don't do this. So right now, another important thing, consistency. अभी like मैंने सुबह से कुछ नहीं खाया था और मैंने शाम को एक पिज़्ज़ा भी खा लिया, एक बर्गर भी खा लिया, मोमोज भी खा लिया. This is not good. This is not healthy diet, right? Like the diet should be short and frequent. वैसे तो I mean, it doesn't suit me saying, going by my physical condition, I should not say that, but फिर भी studies में भी this is very much applicable. ठीक है ना? You have to plan it and you have to make sure that you stick to your goal. राइट? अभी ऐसा नहीं है कि आप एक दिन एक्सक्यूज मी बहुत पढ़ रहे हो, वन फाइन डे यू गेट अप एंड कुछ आपको ज्ञान होता है एंड यू स्टडी फॉर flat 10 hours, maybe 12 hours, and then for 2 to 3 days you don't even open your book. नहीं, ऐसा नहीं करना है. Whatever goal, whatever timetable you have made, we are not saying कि have a very lengthy studying hours. नहीं, you are having 3 hours, 4 hours, okay. बट मेक श्योर अगर आप 3 घंटे या 4 घंटे रख रहे हो तो फिर वो 3 से 4 घंटे होने चाहिए. ऐसा नहीं है कि फिर वन फाइन डे अ मूवी रिलीज तो आपने बोला नहीं आज नहीं पढ़ते हैं, आज वी हैव टू गो फॉर अ मूवी, टुडे देयर इज आईपीएल फाइनल सो वी हैव टू वॉच इट. नहीं, दैट इज नॉट गुड. मेक रियलाइजेबल गोल्स. अभी ऐसा ऑकवर्ड सा भी नहीं बनाना है, ठीक है ना. ऐसे गोल्स बनाने हैं हमें इस सेशन में. आई मीन जस्ट ट्राई इट फॉर 3 months. Maybe in 2 or 3 months we'll again be meeting with a similar sort of session, and then you can tell us ki abhi did it help. Okay, all of you, right ma'am? Consistency is important for all of them, I guess. And yes, we have been through this phase. abhi hum bhi kabhi student the, so we understand. But aisa na ho ki bahut time ke baad you realize ki ha yaar wo they were saying right. to aisa nahi hona chahiye. I have seen very bright and very intelligent and brilliant students scoring less than an average student who was consistently working. ठीक है ना, ऐसा होता है, ऐसा होता है. आई एम श्योर हो सकता है किसी ने देखा और मे बी यू आर जस्ट इन अ वेरी अर्ली स्टेज. आगे आप देखोगे बहुत से मैंने देखे हैं सुपर इंटेलिजेंट बच्चे जिन्हें ये लगता है कि दे हैव अ गॉड गिफ्टेड माइंड, जस्ट बिकॉज दे आर नॉट कंसिस्टेंट दे लूज मार्क्स. ओके. So I mean,
a lot of times I think in your schools also they might have seen, like
yes,
in the very beginning they are toppers, like as they continue, so their marks, so this will happen. It's not like so they need to maintain that consistency. So then they shouldn't think that like I already know everything and I can write it, but this won't happen. Like for everything there is a practice required. So you should be like you should have an ideology. So like if you are just overconfident, in that case this can happen.
And I'm sure many of you have experienced this in the pole wars, right? When the pole war when the pole war starts, you say कि sir वो मैं number 1 पे था, and maybe after 20 or 30 minutes you say sir like sir मेरी position तो sir गिर गई, now sir मैं तो 21 पे हूँ. नहीं, so you at Unacademy also we make you realize why is consistency important, right? This is a common practice, ma'am. I have seen, just in order to reply quickly, I mean, I hope all of you agree, right? Come on, I just need a thumbs up or maybe yes. होता है ना सबके साथ, right? Tanushri, Gauri, everyone, Sagnik. You start on a very high note, you are at 1, 2, 3, and then all of a sudden you're not in the top 10 even. So that is a replication of consistency. You have to be consistent in pole vaults, and you have to be consistent in your academics, your studies as well. Right? I hope this can be one of the most relatable examples that you can ever have, right? Yes, Abhirup, I'm sorry.
I did not get that actually.
Yes,
you are Abhirup, all right. So what about Krishna? Krishna, I don't know who is it. All right.
Okay, so we have summarized, me and ma'am have summarized few things for you guys, and I'm sure they're going to help you. The very first thing is plan for small goals.
Yes, you can.
Your goals should be realizable. अभी हमें बहुत दूर की नहीं सोचनी है. I mean, it's not like what will happen in December. I mean, when I'll be appearing for my board exams. Right, I've seen a lot of students saying, sir, like yesterday there was a message regarding this scholarship test that was happening, and all of a sudden the groups were flooded with the messages, sir, how will it happen, how will it go? Don't worry about it. If you are stepping in for something, things will automatically be sorted out, and in no time we replied back with messages with syllabus and everything. The same thing happens with your preparation as well. ठीक है ना, आप क्या करते हो, आप बोलते हो कि अभी मेरे को ये करना है and we'll be doing it in December. अभी वहाँ पर when the board exams are going to start from Jan or Feb, we'll start studying from November. नहीं, ऐसा नहीं करना है. अभी don't leave it for too long and don't make unrealizable goals कि भाई पहले मैं बायो के सारे डायग्राम याद कर लूँ, फिर उसके बाद पहले मैं सारे आउटलाइंस याद कर लूँ, फिर उसके बाद आई लर्न द फंक्शनिंग. ऐसा नहीं भाई, ऐसा नहीं है. सारे डायग्राम एक साथ क्यों याद कर रहे हो? एक डायग्राम याद करो, उसको कंप्लीट याद करो, राइट भाई. what is the, like in the sessions I have seen a lot of students, abhi we are studying say for example pressure and they are asking me the questions for heat. Are bhai, we'll be helping you out with heat as well. Let the time come. Slow and steady wins the race. Yes, so you have to go with it, right? And yes, the second point, like I said earlier, and I hope ma'am will also agree, that consistency will help you attain long term goals. Never strive for short term goals. There's a very popular saying in one of the movies, I don't exactly remember the name of the movie, नज़दीकी फायदे की वजह से दूर का नुकसान नहीं होना चाहिए, राइट? सो डोंट गो विद शॉर्ट टर्म बेनिफिट एंड end up losing the long term gain. Okay, yes, all of you agree. Vision and mission. So can anyone tell me what is vision and mission? Come on, anyone in the session, what does this vision and mission mean to you guys? अभी आप क्या समझ रहे हो विजन और मिशन से?
Result. So you have finished it in May only, no? So maybe by June you will get, or maybe I am not so sure. So they'll take usually 1 month for result announcement.
It will be good. Don't worry, sure. When you have done well, you have prepared well, the result will be good. Yes, Sagnik has raised a very important point, ma'am, in the chat box. Excuses in poll votes are misclick, saw it wrong, misunderstood the question. Guys, you are given the time to ensure that you don't misclick, you don't misunderstand the question. That is what the timer is for. Okay?
Yeah.
That is what the timer is for. See, vision.
We have to set up the goal and work it. Okay. So result will come in first week of July, he said. Okay. So clear with vision and focus on your mission. Yes.
Yes. Akshay. Hi, Akshay. Welcome to the session. Hi, Pearl.
Hi, Pearl. Vision is something you imagine you will have or do, and mission is going to accomplish it.
Okay. If a good student for some reasons got less mark and all teachers are saying that you're not more a good student, it is happening similar in my school. What the child should do? I'm sure you're not the child, right? In case you are, we are still going to help you out in that case, right? See, we have just elaborated on the concept short term and long term goals. So being an educator, we should not raise this concern on this platform, but let me help you out. I have seen, I've been taking offline classes as well. I've seen in schools at times the syllabus that they give for your terminal exams or midterms, practically they are unrealizable. Abhi aap imagine karo, you have started your session in maybe say May, and in July they say ki bhai physics में first 5 chapters are coming. Now tell me, अगर हम लोग यहाँ पर भी वैसे ही पढ़ाएंगे जैसे स्कूल वाले पढ़ा रहे हैं, तो will you ever attend our session? It's a very practical thing, right? At times you have seen, see, it's not the fault of the teacher. They are given a timeline and they have to complete the syllabus, right? So at times it happens. And at Unacademy, तभी आप देखोगे, we have this habit of having plus and special classes. And I'm sure all of you have observed how we mix it up, right? अभी कुछ चीजें that we could not do the numericals in the plus class because of the shortage of time, so we take up in the special class, or maybe some difficult topic, so we plan, we strategize everything accordingly. That is what we have been telling you for a very long time now, that everything here is well planned. ठीक है ना, ये बहुत बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट चीज है. तो लेट्स गेट बैक टू द क्वेश्चन. It does not mean कि now you're not a good student. It's just there can be n number of reasons for not performing well. भाई if we are not able to make you understand a concept in one of the sessions, तो अभी ये बोलोगे कि कल्याण सर और वानी मैम अच्छे टीचर नहीं है? Will you say? I mean, you have been praising us for say 3 months, and one bad session, will it change your perception for us? Right? Maybe for any reason. Maybe for any reason. Maybe we were not well.Maybe we were in a different state of mind. Maybe कुछ भी, because of any reason. अभी we were not able to meet your expectation. तो क्या ये single session will change everything? No, it's not going to change. Right? It's not going to change. The same thing goes with you. You're performing well for a very long time, and because of any reason, it might be personal, it might be a health issue, it might be lack of practice, you could not study because of any reason, or it might be your carelessness as well, whatever be the reason. But one failure cannot change your fortune, it cannot change your perception. Okay, so never get carried away with this sort of negative publicity, negative motivation, like someone said, right? Never. Okay, I hope your question is answered. Yes, come on, yes or no? So please, you don't have to lose hope. Okay, you don't have to lose hope. And just look at the third and the fourth point. Abhi it's like ki, you are striving for something else, and your actions are not replicating your goal, right? Okay, you asked this question because many of my friends are saying this. I got less marks, and now teacher is saying me that I'm not studying at all. No. If you are continuously getting bad marks, tabhi to you have it requires a reality check. If you are continuously performing bad, it requires a reality check. Otherwise, it's perfectly all right. Yes. It's perfectly all right, right?
One mile, it's fine.
Yes, Abhirup. Yes. Yes, I mean, one poll session, it doesn't matter, Sagnik.
Yeah.
Okay, ma'am, Gauri is saying I get distracted many a time, sir. And man, Gauri, आराम से type करो. आराम से. You're typing it very fast. Okay, so ma'am will help you out, I guess. What should I do then?
So in that case, let's say if you are getting distracted, maybe you are not interested in studying, so that shouldn't happen. Okay, so now you are you have made your mind to study. Okay, so nothing should distract you as such. Okay, so this should it should come naturally. If somebody is forcing you to study, so in that case there is a distraction, so you are getting attracted towards other things. Now if you have your mind you want to study, you want to complete, so you have set a goal for yourself that I need to complete this, and maybe let's say maybe you are planning for NEET or anything as such. So in that case you will have an idea I need to do this. This is for yourself, you are not doing it for others. So whatever you do, you are doing it for others, for yourself. So in that case you need to put your heart and soul into it and study. Okay, so if you are getting distracted, then you are maybe not interested, so that shouldn't happen. So distraction usually happens when you are not willing to study and concentrating on other things, so that shouldn't happen. So if you are planning if you are really interested in studying that, so that is basically you will put you'll put your 100% energy into it, and you will make sure that you are perfect with whatever you are studying, so that will happen. So this is the case a lot of times. I have heard students saying that I get distracted. So first thing is you need to indulge yourself, only if you have a mind you want to study it, then only you can do it. So maybe social media is distracting, or maybe you are interested in some series that you want to watch, so that will all drag you. but you should have a equal interest here also, there also, then you can manage both. So both can be managed. It's not that, oh, you only want to go towards the, or maybe some series that you want, or maybe want to study. So in that case, both should be done, like, both the balance should be done in a well way. So in that case, your interest, so you are the one who are going to do that, so you need to learn to manage it well.
Yes,
Yes.
exactly. See, Abhirup has raised a very good point. Never work hard. I mean, it should not be.
Yes.
It should not be
Yes.
never work hard. I mean, work hard, but work
Hard.
smarter, right?
Smart. Yeah.
See,
Yeah.
we have this for you, Abhirup. You were saying, and we had the slide for you about this hard work and
Chapters that
smart
are
work.
next in syllabus. Okay. So biggest distraction for me are the chapters that are next in syllabus.
Yes, yes,
Okay.
Bagbanta. Hi, first of all, welcome to the session. Right. So we have answered your question, Abhiru. The slide itself is self-explanatory. The difference between hard work and smart work.
Okay.
And see, Pearl. Pearl has raised a good question, ma'am, that she just can't bring herself to study other times. This doesn't happen often, but how can I bring myself to study? Pearl, let us assume that you are watching a web series, okay, or maybe a movie, or maybe a serial, and I guess you might have observed that these episode based serials, they end the episode always at a very high note, right? So that you come back for the next episode, and this is what you have to do in the studies as well. Never end your session on a low note. Never ever. Once a session ends, अभी अगर हम लोग जब सेशन खत्म करते हैं, for the last 10 to 15 minutes, you have observed us, we are always at a height. We're never dull. Okay, we're never dull. Why? Because so that the interest is maintained and you are ready to come in the next session. That should happen with you all. देखो आपका मन लग रहा है या नहीं मन लग रहा है, सी एट दी बैक ऑफ योर माइंड आप डिसाइड कर लेते हो कि नहीं भाई 7 बजे मेरे को उठना है, अभी इसके बाद मैं नहीं पढ़ने वाला या नहीं पढ़ने वाली. तो मेक श्योर 6:45 के बाद यू आर ऑल पम्प्ड अप, राइट, एंड यू लीव योर स्टडी टेबल ऑन अ हाई नोट. Yes, abhi when you leave your bed or maybe your room in a very untidy situation, and the next time you enter you get negative vibes. Abhi aap school जाते हो and when you get back or you see your mother has properly set up everything, so I mean it immediately increases your energy level. तो यार ये चीज पढ़ाई में क्यों नहीं होनी चाहिए? क्यों ये चीज पढ़ाई में क्यों नहीं होनी चाहिए? Why not end a session on a high note so that the next session is equally interesting, right? Okay, Prince is saying, ma'am, I got 11.5 out of 20 in physics and 7 out of 20. I am fail. How I cover?
School test. This is school test.
Prince?
No one. I fail. How I cover? Okay, so that's the question.
You have just performed bad. I mean, don't call it a failure. It's just,
Yeah.
it's yes, Pearl, you can try today, and I'm sure the next time when you will be starting, matlab, your study table will bring you back automatically when you will be ending on a very high note, right? Prince, don't worry. I mean,
Since you can concentrate, maybe you need to concentrate more and study. That's all. So you need to indulge yourself in that. So basically, this is not a failure as such. Like
Yeah.
just like Sir said, so it is just a bad score, but it can be like you can pick it up.
And Prince, you have to analyze. I mean, why did you score 10 or maybe 11? What
Yeah.
was the reason? I mean, you were not able to solve. देखो बहुत से रीजन हो सकते हैं. आप पढ़ के ही नहीं गए थे, that is one thing. आप पढ़ के गए थे, you have solved questions, but you were not able to solve them in the stipulated time. In that due time, you were not able to answer the questions. That is a different problem, right? And you knew everything, but the questions that came in the exams were not the ones that the numericals or maybe theory were not the one that you have studied. अभी इस बीमारी का इलाज अलग है, right? Like I mean, the dose for metformin is different for different diabetes patients. अभी सभी को 500 या 1000 नहीं देते हैं. Depends कि आपका लेवल क्या है, ठीक है ना? तो फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल You have to identify the problem. आपने score कम क्यों किया? Was it because you were not able to study well? Was it because the concept was not clear? Right? ठीक है ना प्रिंस? And once you find the reason, get back to us. We'll help you out. भाई अभी डॉक्टर के पास आओ तो उसको सही चीज तो बताओ. अभी you are taking metformin with cold drinks, so it is not going to help your cause. So you have to understand this, right? Thanks, Akshat. Thanks. Yes, and yes, Abhirup.
Thank you.
We all are running our own races. Okay. अभी the life is not same for everyone. ठीक है ना? सभी का रोल अलग है, सभी की स्टोरी अलग है, सभी का कंडीशंस अलग है. Do not compare your conditions. Okay. If you're moving slow, that does not mean that you will not reach your goal. Maybe later. कोई जल्दी पहुंच गया, कोई बाद में पहुंचता है. बट इफ यू आर मूविंग, आप पहुंचोगे जरूर. यू विल नॉट रीच योर गोल ओनली व्हेन यू स्टॉप मिडवे. अगर आप घर से चले हो, अभी कोई कार से चला है, कोई बाइक से, कोई पैदल, in any cases, until and unless a resistive force is bringing the body to rest, the body will reach its destination. In terms of physics, the same thing happens. You have to constantly ensure that you are doing your efforts, right? I know the answers.
In biology, syllabus is to what is that? Introduction to biology, cell, tissue, how I learn. So you can start watching the sessions that are there on YouTube. Okay. And also you can, it is just basically, introduction to biology is completely or relating what you are studying. Like, you see a bacteria, you see, like, you come across, like, there is a virus, so there is a bacteria, then there is a fungi, so you will study, like, you see fishes, like, what is their body feature, so their study, so what exactly it is mentioned. So it is just an introduction part, so you can just read it, and you can relate it with the real world. So in that case, like, you are studying a fish, so let's say you are studying a bird, so in that case it is called as a ornithology. So whenever you observe, so you can just imagine, like, how exactly they are able to fly, so what is their defense mechanism, so how they say that they, like, what is the, like, if we say now bird is having a particular defense mechanism, so whenever predator comes, it will, all the birds will start to sing together to announce that their area, like, this particular area belongs to them. So that means they have a certain kind of defense mechanism, so you just have to relate it. So introduction to biology is basically, just studying everything in detail. So there is no much difficulty in that. So cell part, the cell organelles, what are mentioned. So all this, repeatedly from class 6, class 7, class 8, every 8, like, every session they have added this cell chapter. So all the cells and cell organelles. So this you need to be perfect with, because now let's say maybe you go for class 11 and 12. So in that case, or maybe higher degree. So there also you will be studying about cell and cell organelle. Like, now you completely are human body or any living organism, when we mention, all these things are made of cell. Why exactly it is there, so we need to know that. So in that, what exactly is performed, like the cell organelles, what do they do. So this one, you don't study it in the point of, like, to score a good marks, but to understand yourself. Okay, so you are not studying just to score the marks there, so this is not the thing. So you are understanding it, like how exactly you are made of. So then, you will start realizing this, yeah, I have so and so things in my body, and they are doing this thing. So just study from your point of view, not just for the exam. Okay, so this will help you. So this can be with respect to tissues or cell, so you will have an idea. Then you can automatically write. So you are not, like, if you feel that you are studying just for the exam point of view, so this will, nothing will get into your head. So just realize, like, in the very beginning, Kalyan sir said it, so you need to connect it with the real world, so then only you can analyze and you will understand that. Okay, I think was that Prince, right? Yeah. Okay.
I guess your
Okay,
doubt is
so
clear.
please. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yes, Abhirup, you're right.
All right. So checklist is here. So in that case, like for last minute preparation, if you are doing, okay. So last minute anyway, you are just it is to have a glance. So in that case, a checklist is basically make a list of formulas, make a list of diagrams. So this will give you idea. Like last minute, let's say you are writing your exam. So in that case, you have made a list of formulas, you have made a list of diagram, or maybe you have made a list of equation, or specific keywords which are important that you need to remember those definitions. So in that case, the checklist will help you to analyze, like whether I have, this is for the exam point of view I'm saying, okay. So this will help you, like to have an ideology, like what all I have covered. So if you have missed something, so maybe you can just look once, okay. So checklist will help you in everything, so that you will have an idea, like I have done this part and I have missed on this part, so that you can analyze and revise once.
Right. So I guess
No, there is no board
no, no, no.
exam.
We don't have board exams for that, right? So I guess all your doubts are answered regarding the strategy or anything that you had in your mind. Yes, all of you. So let us just brief you about the batches, the new batches that we are starting from 1st of June, right? There's a batch called Gladiators. It's an all subject batch. The batch is starting from 1st of June, maybe 2 days from now. So those who are finding the session interesting and they have not taken the subscription yet, we would love to have you on board at Unacademy. And in this is an all subject batch: physics, chemistry, maths, bio. The mode of delivery is English. Hina ma'am is taking maths, I'll be taking physics, Manisha ma'am is taking chemistry, and Vani ma'am is taking biology. The times are mentioned herein. So if you're a class 10 student and you're going for it, you'll be getting the subscription for 11th and 12th free, right? And then we have one more batch, Guardians. Again, it is an all subject batch. The batch is also starting on 1st of June, and the same set of educators will be there. So yes, we would love to have you all in these batches. These are plus batches. You can anyways use the codes uh, VANIYT. This is Vani Ma'am's code, and KALYANLIVE, Kalyan Live. This is my code. If you're using these codes, you'll be getting 10% discounts over and above the pricing. Now, Unacademy has come up with this community feature as well. I guess many of you have already see. If you want to be connected with us, you just have to follow us on the app. As soon as you follow us, you will be automatically connected to our community. Through community, you will be getting a lot of polls, maybe notes and everything. So it's a good way to be connected with your favorite educator and be updated with all the sessions and everything, right? And yes, there is a bugs bounty thing as well. If you okay, so if in any of the sessions at Unacademy you find anything inappropriate or derogatory and you're the very first one to report, so you can claim your prize. I'm sure we did not mention anything of that sort, so you won't be getting a chance to fill that form in that case. Yes. Samriddhi saying, sir and ma'am, can I get your telegram ID? Samriddhi, telegram ID chat box pe hoga, just check it out. Bhagwanta is saying to get 90% plus we aim. See, we'll be coming out with a strategy session how to score 95 plus in respective subjects. So we'll be having a separate session for that very soon. Okay, so we'll be catering to that in that session, right? Sir, can I able to run in Kerala? Yeah, abhi you have to confirm it with the team. Abhi jo centers hain.
Yeah.
Right. I guess the centers are fixed.
40 cities, they have not said about the centers yet.
Yeah,
so 40 cities included.
Yeah. So you can anyways check this and get it there. Fine, Sagnik. And yes, please. There was a point of time जहाँ पर number of students attending the session was less, more than the number of likes that were there on the lecture. So please like the lecture, share it with your friends, subscribe us on YT if you have not subscribed it yet. Fine, and that is all from our side, right, ma'am?
Yeah.
So thank you very much for being a very
Thank you.
thank you very much for being a very patient audience, and we shall catch up in our regular plus classes. See you soon. Thanks a lot. Thank you.
Yeah, thank